In 1 week, Adora's neck became very long and also started smelling bad. Yet, her doctors could not tell what was wrong with her. Adora was a beautiful girl from a small village called Umeke. Her parents were poor farmers who struggled to give her the best life they could. They sold cassava and palm oil to send her to school. Adora worked hard and graduated. When the NYSC posting came, she was posted to Port Harcourt, the city of oil, money, and dreams. Adora could not hide her excitement. She danced around the house, shouting with joy. Her parents were proud. They blessed her and prayed for her. At night, Adora lay on the bed, smiling, imagining herself in big houses, wearing fine clothes, and driving big cars. 2 days to her journey, she packed her clothes neatly in a box. Her friends came to greet her. Some were happy, but others looked jealous. Finally, the day came. Adora woke up early, wore her NYSC uniform, and said goodbye to her parents. They gave her a little money from the firewood they sold. At the park, she boarded a bus to Port Harcourt. The journey was long. Adora stared out of the window, dreaming of her big future. She arrived at night. The city lights shone brightly. Adora didn't know where to stay. She decided to look for a cheap hotel to spend the night. As she walked down the road, a white G-Wagon stopped in front of her. "Hello, pretty lady. Where are you going this night?" A soft female voice said from inside. Adora turned and saw a very classy woman. She wore a beautiful gown and gold jewelry. Adora hesitated. She had heard stories about kidnappers and ritualists in big cities. The woman smiled warmly. "My name is Ifoma. I just wanted to help," the woman said, handing her a card. Adora looked at the card. Madam Ifoma's luxury hub was boldly written on it. When Ada raised her head to thank her, the car has disappeared. Adora checked into a small hotel called Golden Palm. She was tired and hungry, but didn't want to spend her little money. She promised herself to buy snacks in the morning. That night, she couldn't stop thinking about the woman in the white G-Wagon. She looked very rich, kind, and powerful. Adora picked up the card and read it again. It had a phone number and an office address in Port Harcourt. Early the next morning, Adora went to the NYSC camp. The registration was stressful, and she didn't have enough money left for food. At 1:30 p.m., she called the number on the card. "Hello, good afternoon, ma. This is Adora. You met me last night near Golden Palm Hotel," Adora said nervously. "Oh, Adora, I was expecting your call. Can you come to my office by 2 p.m.? The woman's voice was sharp but friendly. "Yes, ma, I will be there," Adora replied quickly. She rushed out of the camp and took Keke to the place. When she arrived, she couldn't believe her eyes. The office building was tall and shiny, like something from the movie. "My name is Adora. I am here to see Madam Ifoma," she told the receptionist. "Follow me, she's expecting you," the lady said, smiling. They walked into the large office. There sat Madam Ifoma, looking more beautiful than the night before. She wore a fitted gown and diamond rings. On her desk were a golden nameplate that read, "CEO Madam Ifoma Luxury Hub." "Welcome, my dear. Please sit down," Ifoma said with a smile. "Thank you, ma," Adora replied shyly. "What can I offer you? Water, food?" "Food, ma," Adora said without shame. Madam Ifoma called the receptionist to bring food. Adora ate like someone who had not eaten for 2 days. When she finished, Madam Ifoma smiled. "So, Adora, tell me about yourself and your dream." Adora told her everything: her poor background, her dreams of a good job, a big house, and caring for her parents. Madam Ifoma nodded. "I like you. You have big dreams, and I can help you to achieve them." Adora's eyes widened. "Really? Ma, are you sure of what you're saying?" "Yes, I will." Adora could not believe her ears. A rich and powerful woman who said she could help her to achieve her dreams. She leaned forward eagerly. "Yes, my dear. You don't need to suffer in NYSC camp. In fact, you don't even need to go for NYSC. I can handle that for you. At the end of the year, you will get your NYSC certificate delivered to you," Madam Ifoma said, smiling. Adora's mouth opened in shock. "You mean I can get a certificate without stress?" "Yes, you can. And you will start making your money immediately. You will live the kind of life you have ever dreamed of. You will live the kind of life you see on Instagram: big houses, designer clothes, luxury cars. Everything you want," Madam Ifoma said as she opened her drawer and brought out a bundle of money. She dropped it on the table. It was 1 million naira cash. Adora almost screamed. She has never seen this kind of money in her entire life. "This is just for transport. Take it and go back to your hotel. Think about what I said. Call me tomorrow with your answers," Madam Ifoma said. Adora stretched her hand slowly and touched the money. It felt like magic. Her heart was beating fast. "Thank you so much, Ma," Adora said, almost in tears. When she left the office, her head was spinning. She entered her small hotel room and locked the door. She poured the money on the bed and stared at it. Just for saying yes, I got 1 million naira. What if I fully accept? I will be rich. I will take care of my parents. I will live the life I've always dreamed of, she said aloud, smiling. But a small voice in her heart said, "Be careful, Adora." But she ignored it. That night, Adora could not sleep. The image of the money kept flashing in her head. She finally picked her phone and called Madam Ifoma early in the morning. "Good morning, Ma. I am ready," Adora said in a sharp voice. Madam Ifoma laughed softly. "Good girl. This evening I'll pick you up. Your life is about to change." Adora smiled, unaware of the danger ahead. That evening, Madam Ifoma drove Adora in her white G-Wagon to a beautiful estate in Port Harcourt. Inside was a furnished 3-bedroom apartment with white tiles and expensive chairs. "This is your house now," Madam Ifoma said casually. Adora almost fainted. "My house? Are you serious?" "Yes, my dear. You are one of us now. Live like a queen. A chef and a cleaner will resume tomorrow." "You will never stress again," Madam Ifoma said, patting her back. Adora jumped and hugged her. Tears dropped from her eyes. "Thank you so much, Ma. God bless you." "Don't thank me yet. Just relax and enjoy for now. Tomorrow, I will take you to shopping," Madam Ifoma said before leaving. Adora could not believe her eyes. She walked around the apartment like a princess. She touched the curtains, the big bed, and the flat screen TV. Everything looked like a dream. The next morning, Madam Ifoma took her to buy designer clothes, bags, and shoes. Adora wore wigs that cost more than her father's farmland. She started eating food she had never tasted before. Days turned into weeks. Adora began to live like a queen. Every morning, her chef served her breakfast in bed. She posted fine pictures on Instagram, and her old friend envied her. But one day, Madam Ifoma visited her and said, "Baby girl, you know this life is not free. It is time you start paying the price." Adora's heart jumped. "What do you mean, ma?" "Don't worry, it's simple. You will meet rich men. They like beautiful girls like you. All you need to do is keep them company, and they will give you more money." Madam Ifoma said with a cold smile. Adora's mouth went dry. She knew what that meant. For a moment, she wanted to say no. But when she looked at the luxury around her, she swallowed her word. "I am ready, ma," Adora said softly. The following evening, Madam Ifoma dressed Adora like a princess. She wore a short, shiny gown and heels that made her legs look long. Her makeup was perfect. "You are beautiful, my dear. Tonight, you are meeting a very important man," Madam Ifoma said. "Who is he?" Adora asked nervously. "His name is Mr. Obinna. He is a big businessman and a politician. Treat him well and he will bless you," Madam Ifoma replied. They drove to a 5-star hotel. Inside the VIP lounge, Adora saw a tall, dark man in his late 40s. He wore a white senator suit and a gold wristwatch. "Wow, this is the famous Adora," Mr. Obinna said, smiling as he shook her hand. Adora blushed. "Good evening, sir." They sat and talked. Mr. Obinna showered her with compliments. He ordered expensive wine and food. Adora ate slowly, trying to act like a classy lady. Later that evening, Mr. Obinna gave her an envelope full of money and a small white box with a pink ribbon. "This is for you, my dear," he said softly. Adora opened the box. Inside was a beautiful diamond necklace that sparkled like star. She gasped. "Thank you so much, sir," she said, hugging him tightly. Mr. Obinna smiled. "You deserve more. We will see again soon." That night, Adora returned home feeling like a queen. She wore the necklace and looked at herself in the mirror. "Wow, I am really living the big life," she whispered. But that necklace would change everything. 3 days later, Adora felt something strange on her neck. At first, it was just a little pain. She thought maybe the necklace was too tight, so she removed it. But the pain continued. By the 4th day, her neck started stretching. It was getting longer every hour. "What is happening to me?" Adora cried as she stood in front of the mirror. She rushed to the hospitals. The doctors ran tests but found nothing. They gave her painkiller and told her to rest. But by the next day, her neck grew even longer and started smelling bad. People avoided her. Even the nurses covered their noses when she entered the hospital. Adora cried every night. She called Madam Ifoma, but her number was switched off. Mr. Obinna also stopped picking her calls. Days passed. Her once beautiful face looked tired and pale. The smell was terrible. Adora tried everything. Doctors, drugs, even herbal medicine, but nothing worked. Adora sat alone on her bed that night, her mind heavy with thought. The strange things happening in her life were too much to ignore. First, her long neck that had appeared suddenly. Then, the nightmares of faceless people calling her name. Now, every time she looked in the mirror, her reflection felt different. She remembered what Mama Ijoma said one evening. "Something is wrong, Adora. This is not normal." These words rang in her ear like a bell. She wanted to believe it was just sickness, but deep down, Adora knew this was something more than just sickness. It was something dark. Suddenly, she heard a soft whisper in her room. Her heart jumped. She looked around, but nobody was there. "Who is there?" she asked in a shaky voice. No one answered. The whisper came again, clearer this time. "You cannot hide from me." Adora froze. Her hands trembled as she grabbed her phone to call her mother. But the phone slipped off her hand. The screen went black. The lights in the room flickered and went off completely. Darkness filled the room. Adora's breath grew heavy. Then she saw it. A shadow moving at a corner of the room. It was tall, very tall, with a very long neck like hers. Her heart pounded like a drum. "Leave me alone," Adora screamed and ran towards the door. But before she could reach it, she felt a cold hand on her shoulder. She turned around slowly, and there was nothing. Tears filled her eyes as she collapsed on the floor, shaking. For the first time, Adora understood that whatever was happening to her was not human. It was something beyond this world. She made up her mind tomorrow she would find answer, even if it meant going back to a strange woman in the village, which everyone feared. By the next morning, Adora fell to her knees, prayed to God. She cried. She prayed as though she was dying now. She also called Mama Chinyere to come with her prayer team that evening. When evening came, they prayed till midnight, calling on God for help. Adora felt a strange warmth that night. It started from her head and spread down to her neck, like fire melting ice. By morning, the long neck was gradually reducing. It was gone. It was like a dream that finally ended. She realized life could change at any moment, and she promised herself to stay very close to God no matter what. She promised herself never to accept any gift from anybody, and also to be contented with what she had. If you have watched the story to this extent and you haven't subscribed yet, please, what are you waiting for? Consider subscribing, like, and share this video so that more persons can see it and also get to learn from it. Thank you so much for staying with me till the end. Till I see you in my next video, remain kind, stay blessed, and stay safe.